A 23-year-old woman in Germany sought out a lookalike on Instagram and murdered her with a friend in order to fake her own death, prosecutors in Bavaria believe, reported The Guardian. The case began when a blood-covered body of a young woman was found last August in a parked Mercedes in Ingolstadt, southern Germany. Initially, the victim was identified as Sharaban K., a Munich-based 23-year-old beautician with Iraqi roots. Some members of Sharaban K's family had identified the body. However, an autopsy report the next day raised questions over its identity. The victim was eventually named as Khadija O, 23, an Algerian beauty blogger from Heilbronn in the neighboring state of Baden-Württemberg. Read, retired professor couple found murdered inside home in Bihar Zara due to similarities in their complexion and straight black hair, as well as the heavy makeup. Police stated the victim and Sharaban K were strikingly alike in appearance. The German press started referring to the case as the doppelganger murder. Sharaban K and a friend accused of aiding in the scheme, Shekir K, were detained by police on August 19, though the full extent of the case and their alleged motives were not publicly disclosed by authorities until Monday. Investigations have led us to assume that the accused wanted to go into hiding because of a family dispute and fake her own death to that effect, The Guardian quoted Veronica Grieser of the Ingolstadt State Prosecutor's Office as saying. As per the police, several women who had her resemblance were contacted by Sharaban K., operating on social media sites under numerous aliases, in the week before the murder. Read, Narendra Dabholkar murder, CBI gets 3 weeks to take call on further probe. Khadija O had agreed to meet her by car. Shekir K and Sharaban K allegedly picked her up from her apartment on the day of the murder. In a stretch of woodland between Heilbronn and Ingolstadt, the accused pair allegedly made up a pretext for the Algerian woman to step outside the vehicle and stabbed her to death. The crime weapon has not been found, but the evidence is overwhelming, a police spokesperson, Andreas Echele, told the tabloid Bild. The victim was killed with over 50 thrusts of the knife, the face completely disfigured. Prosecutors allege the pair then lifted the victim on the backseat of their Mercedes and drove to Ingolstadt, parking the car in a quiet residential area by the banks of the Danube, where it was discovered by Sharaban K's parents shortly before midnight on August 16, 2022. Though investigations were ongoing and further witnesses were still to be interviewed, arrest warrants against Shekir K and Sharaban K were issued on January 26 and 27. The spokesperson for the Ingolstadt prosecutor was quoted by The Guardian as saying, both accused will face life sentences if convicted. Read, 7 family members found dead in Pune river were murdered for revenge, say cops.